And then next, I'm going to turn it over to Jay to give you an update on our online competitors.
All right, thanks, Lynn. Good morning. So for those of you that I don't know, I'm Jay Teresi, and I represent our services online business and our services online marketplace, which most of you will know as Red Beacon. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what's been happening in the space and where we're going. So before we jump into this slide, if you think about your own personal life, it is very likely that technology is dramatically changing the way you do services, from how you get a cab, how you rent a vacation home, maybe even how you get your groceries. Technology has dramatically changed the way you operate in your personal life from just 10 years ago. So on the slide behind me, you will see a capability matrix, because no presentation at Home Depot is complete without a capability matrix. But what this slide really conveys, more than all of the features and competitors you see, is the rate of change in the home services marketplace in the last 10 years. If I had popped this slide 10 years ago, it would have largely been blank. The features on the left side would have been slim, and the competitors would have been two: Angie's List and ServiceMagic, if you remember ServiceMagic. And basically, if you went to the internet 10 years ago to find somebody to help you with a home services project, you got a bulletin board, you saw some stuff about a pro, and you called their phone number, and off you went. Had I showed it to you just 5 years ago, that slide would have been largely unchanged. The slide you're looking at today represents a fraction of the capabilities that our online competitors have, and the competitors represent a fraction of what's available in the space. In the last 5 years, the amount of change in the home services marketplace has been dramatic, and the way consumers are interacting to find people to come to their houses has really, really evolved. So if you look across it, you will see that we do well in some areas. There's some areas that maybe we don't do well if you think about the capability matrix. Here's what I'm here to tell you. We don't actually know on that left-hand side where this is going to end. What consumers think they want, what our competitors are trying and throwing against the wall, even where the whole services online space ends in the next couple of years, we're not sure. But here's what we do know. We have two platforms that are very powerful. One of them is our owned services business, and one of them is our online marketplace. And between those two platforms, we will have an opportunity to keep pace and lead in this space. Here's what we do know is really, really important in this space. If you go to the next slide, it'll show it. Trust. We know what our consumers really want. They want to make sure that whoever's coming to their home, how many of you own a home? Virtually everybody in this room? When you set about, hang up your apron, when you set about thinking, hey, I want to do something in my house, what's the first thing you think about? Who am I going to let in here? And what are they going to be like? And do I trust them around my spouse? And do I want them near my kids? And do I want them seeing my stuff, right? I mean, if you think about the intimate nature of the interaction in a home services business, you really want to have some idea about who you're letting in your house. This is something Home Depot owns, right? We know who the pro is that we're sending to you. Amazon does too. They've done a good job. Not nearly as competitive as we are in terms of our background checks and how far we take it. Google is going to enter the space. Those fine folks are going to take a shot at the home services business. All of our competitors struggle in this one area. It turns out that finding and managing a large network of pros is pretty challenging. And we do that very well. We've got 20 years of know-how in background checks, licensing, bonding, verification, getting them to your house. The other thing that's critically important is our brand. We're Home Depot. So if you go on to Porch or some of these other providers and you have a bad experience with the pro, your only course of action is a review. I can leave a review. Now, you won't know that when you sign up the pro. It's going to be bells and whistles. It's going to feel really good. They're going to have amazing technology. There's going to be a lot of stars going off. That bad transaction happens, and you find out you're left holding the bag. At the Home Depot, boom, we make it right. That is the one singular advantage we have. We're going to catch up or be at parity or lead on technology. We have very smart folks in our online team that are working on this. But this last part right there, 100% guaranteed, we'll finance you, and we know the pro. Those are things our competitors will always, always struggle, and those are the things we'll continue to leverage as we grow.
The single largest difference that you will see from us versus everybody else on that chart is this. We do background checks, not only for the installer, we do it for the owner of the business, we do it for every single one of the crew members. Everybody else on here, they do it for the owner of the business, and that is it. Who they send in your home might not be necessarily somebody that had a background check. Now, We do it not just once, we do it every 6 months. And that's because obviously we're trying to protect the Orange brand, right? We're brand ambassadors. We don't want to have services, have a customer have a bad experience while we're in their home. We want to make sure we protect our brand. That's a big difference. So the difference is we have handpicked the pro to do the job for you. We have done the background check, so you can really be confident that we've picked the right person and that they're safe in your home. And then lastly, obviously, as Jay said, we have the warranty. A lot of times, if you use anybody else on that sheet, what will happen is you still have to handpick a pro, and then from there, you have to determine, I think that guy will be around to protect the job that he's done for me within the last, in the next couple of weeks or months or years ahead. Obviously, I know some of you in this room have had bad experiences with pros that were not ours, and then you're left on your own to try to go fix that, and that's no fun. So that's the Advantage Home Depot. Yep. Are there any questions?